I was obsessed with playing the GameCube, the 360, the DS. Really, the 360 was just playing Halo and Minecraft, Raft, but playing and also playing Viva Pinata and other games as well. But I remember playing those games. I remember playing the DS all the time as well, and I remember playing, of course, the GameCube all the time. And a bit of the Wii, but I didn't really play too much of the Wii compared to the GameCube as well. They were talking about why, and gaming really started me disappointed around the era after. The era after the 360 and PS3 era. DS, Wii. I think that era was the golden age of gaming. Also known as the PSP, but I never played the PSP or PS3. So yeah, I think that was really the golden age of gaming. You had all these great games that came out as well, but for some reason, I just do not have the drive to play games as I much used to. I still play games, obviously. I played Sonic Frontiers. I had a pretty fun time playing that. I played Pac-Man World Repack. Had pretty fun playing that, but and also beat Mario Odyssey. Had a lot of fun playing Mario Odyssey and finally beating that game. And then I just played Mario Galaxy for a bit. Like it was the one for the Switch. And I was like, yeah, these controls are weird. And then I just did play games afterwards, which was 2 days ago. So yeah, 2 days ago. But modern gaming, we're gonna start with the 3DS. So the 3DS as a console, we'll be comparing it to the DS games and how disappointing or not disappointing they were. Of course, I have not beaten every DS game, so don't say me for not beating. But the 3DS actually was not. I always talk about how the 3DS was disappointing, but they were just not as great as the DS games. With few exceptions, with several exceptions. Animal Crossing New Leaf was better than Animal Crossing Wild World. It was way better than Animal Crossing Wild World was. It felt like an actual improvement over that game. Mario 3D Land was fun, but yeah, it was kind of like Mario 64 DS. It was the only Mario 3D platformer that we got from the launch of the console. Ocarina of Time 3D, I didn't really play. I don't play Zelda. So Mario Kart 7 definitely a downgrade from Mario Kart DS. While Luigi, was not in the game. It just felt like that's not as good. Like they removed the old entire the battle phase. It's like they didn't really put much past it into Mario Kart 7, despite it being on a stronger console. The game had the same amount of character as the previous game, and they removed the whole missions as well, which was pretty sad. At least you can play as me now. Metroid Samus Returns, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I didn't beat the game, but I still thought it was a good game as well. But yeah, I like the first Luigi's Mansion. I think they're about the same. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon as well. I don't think I ever beat the first Luigi's Mansion either, because I couldn't figure out things in that game. I also couldn't play Luigi's Mansion 3 because of the first Luigi's Mansion. Fire Awakening, it was a pretty good game, but I just didn't beat it because I couldn't get past a certain level. Kirby Planet Robot, definitely one of the better handheld Kirby games, but definitely not the best handheld Kirby game. Pokemon, yeah. Pokemon started its downhill phase on the 3DS. X and Y were alright. You had, OS, which was probably the last great Pokemon game. And you had Sun and Moon, which was alright. And he had Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which I didn't even beat because besides Ultra the Chroma, they're the same games as Sun and Moon. Okay? Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. Okay? Again. They're basically the same game no matter which console you play it on. The 3DS version is a very impressive game. It has a lot of content for but again, this game was made by Sakurai. Sakurai puts a lot of passion into the series. So yeah. Regardless, considering that Sakurai made it, it was going to be a good game anyways. We had Kirby Triple Deluxe, probably one of the weaker Kirby games as well. This was the game like, really? This is the next Kirby game? And I just, Fat Robot actually completed the whole game very quickly. Kirby Triple Deluxe and we had a bunch of other games like Detective Pikachu, yay! Fire Emblem Fates, Monster Fire Emblem Awakening. And then things started getting worse at the end of the 3DS game. Oh yeah, and also Tomodachi Life was amazing. But the 3DS actually wasn't really a disappointing console. There were some games I didn't really care for, like Mario Luigi Dream Team, and of course Mario Luigi Paper Tag was complete garbage. Okay. But even then, for Mario Party Island Tour, okay, which was garbage. Mario Party Star Wars, which was garbage as well. Despite, the 3DS having a lot of disappointing games, a lot, and of course, Super Mystery Dozen Gates to Infinity wasn't as great as the DS games. The 3DS was actually an alright console. Not as good as the DS. It didn't lack a lot of those experimental titles that the DS had. And developers didn't really experiment much with the 3DS. The DS, more of the phones, and sticker style is garbage. But yeah, a lot of the worst 3DS games I even meant like sticker style, as well. One of the biggest disappointments of my lifetime was sticker style. Okay. As well. And let's not forget, one of the biggest disappointments, Super Mystery Dungeon. I know a lot of people like Super Mystery Dungeon, but I was really disappointed in the game. I didn't even want to complete the game because they removed the ability to recruit Pokemon. Which really pissed me off because why would you remove one of my favorite features from a game? I know that, as well. And Gates to Infinity was also way worse, where it also came sides to come for the later Pokemon games, where they start putting all the Pokemon in the game as well. Gates to Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon felt like letdowns compared to the last game. Sticker style existed. Kirby Triple Deluxe was worse than most of the DS Kirby games, except for, of course, Kirby, the one where you have all the Kirby's. And Pokemon Spin also nowhere to be seen besides the Mystery Dungeon games as well. And overall, despite people being sad that the 3DS store is ending, the 3DS just had hit or miss games. Okay, despite having all the best games as well, you had a lot of disappointments. For example, another one, Super Mario Maker 3DS, where you could sell off online as well. You also had a link between. Oh, I didn't play that game. And then you started getting random Wii U ports like Yoshi Pootie's World, Woolly World, we got Kirby Epic Yarn. And now let's go to the Wii U. So the Wii U, I think, is Nintendo's most underrated console. So, considering it's the worst selling console of all time by Nintendo besides the Virtual Boy. But the Wii U, as a console, had some decent games as well. You had Smash Bros. For Wii U. You had, if you played Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 was pretty fun. New Super Mario Bros. U was just more of the same. Mario Bros. U. 3D World, I played the Switch version. I remember playing a bit of 3D World, and then I just forgot the game existed. Mario Maker was probably one of my favorite Mario games. But the Wii U started really just being a disappointing console. Woolly World, I got the game for Christmas. I played it a little bit, and I just never played it again. Mario Party 10 was complete garbage. And I think this was when Nintendo started to drop the ball. They knew this console was failing, so they just put some of the worst games they ever made on the console. Amiibo Festival and Color Splash. Two amazing games, said no one ever. Also, they still released Splatoon, which was pretty fun. I still didn't buy the sequels, but yeah, Splatoon was still existed. Nintendo Land was pretty fun, but overall, the Wii U, I watched more YouTube than played games on the Wii U. And let's not even talk about Earthbound. Oh wait, Earthbound's an old game, so it doesn't count. And now let's talk about the Switch, Nintendo's newest console. So, before I talk about gaming overall, the Switch as a console, kind of disappointing. Despite the Switch selling so well, the Pokemon games on the Switch are the biggest gripe of the console. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was glitchy and buggy. Pokemon Sword and Shield, was Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's Go didn't need to exist. That was a complete waste of development time. Brilliant Diamond Side Pro didn't need to exist besides, money. The games looked ugly and looked, bad. And had the really ugly CB art style that, was ugly. And then, of course, I had Resident Arceus for today. I haven't heard nothing bad about Resident Arceus. But the Switch, I didn't play the Fire Emblem games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is basically just Mario Kart 8, but Deluxe. I heard a lot of people like Animal Crossing New Horizons. Never played that game because I didn't want to have to buy, because someone else bought the game, and of course they could have more than one island in the game, which was stupid. But the problem with most of the Switch's lineup is that they were just Wii U games put onto the Switch. Mario 3D World, New Super Mario Bros. U, yes, the Switch did sell well, but for the while, it was also on the Wii U. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was also on the Wii U. But for the Switch exclusive games, they were pretty fine. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Odyssey, and then a bunch of Mario spin-offs, to hold us over for the next big 3D Mario game. 2 new Mario parties, where they finally realized that what they were doing was wrong. Kirby and the Forgotten Land as well. But Nintendo's not the problem with modern gaming. Nintendo has released some more lackluster games. Yes, games like Nintendo Switch Sports and Mario Strikers Battle League were very big disappointments about the Nintendo community. But now, let's get to AAA game. So, modern gaming, we talked about Nintendo. I think the reason why I had to exclude Nintendo from this conversation and talk about Nintendo separately in this video was because despite Nintendo having some mishaps that they have been doing since the Wii U and 3DS era, and they have, for example, Battle League and stuff, and Federation Force and stuff, Nintendo still puts out quality games. Nintendo still puts out good games. We're looking for other developers making games. What is there? Buggy and gritty mess, or live service bullshit that nobody wants to buy. And AAA games, they used to be the headquarters of video games. One of my favorite gaming series of all time is Halo. Halo is one of my favorite gaming series of all time. But finally, the people who ruined Halo are finally gone. But Halo's definitely not out of the woods yet. 343 killed Halo and then spit on its corpse. Halo Infinite, when it comes to a campaign, was definitely a step in the right direction. I don't care about the multiplayer, I just wanted to play the campaign of Halo Infinite. And I liked the campaign of Halo Infinite. It was actually pretty okay. I liked the whole story of the Baddest and everything. The Baddest were very good characters. But the problem is, with Halo Infinite, even then Halo Infinite still has some problems. Halo Infinite, I have a problem with open world games. Okay, I don't really care for open world games that much. Okay, as well. Maybe I might warm up to it and play games like Skyrim and Fallout someday, but those open world games just intimidate me. I still beat Halo Infinite because I still want to beat the game. But again, Halo Infinite was still disappointing as well. It just didn't feel like the older Halo games. Of course, games will change over time. Game series will change over time. But Halo Infinite just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same as Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach. Okay? And I bet most of the focus was on the multiplayer. The cosmetics, the microtransaction store. Because that's where most of this money is being made. And Halo Infinite is a dead game. Nobody's playing it. Okay? And that includes the campaign, which probably has around 800, 900 players at most, and the multiplayer, because there's also the campaign as well. Which is, as well. But this is why 343 is hit by layoffs, because they kept screwing up Halo over and over and over again. And it's not just Halo Infinite. Meet the worst entry in the entire series, Halo 5 Guardians. Yes, the worst. Very Asian. You had to give the worst Halo game a fucking 9 out of 10? Yes, I saw once in this video. But really? You had to give Halo 5 the worst Halo game of all time, maybe besides Spartan Assault. There's a reason why at GameStop they're selling this for $5 because nobody wants this piece of shit in the game collection because Halo 5 is a piece of beep. Okay, I brought out the swearing this time. Halo 5 was one of the most disappointing piles of garbage ever made. Okay? And we go back to Halo 4. Okay? And it does mean something like Sonic is Halo 4 and Halo 5. We had expectations based off Bungie's masterpieces, Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach. Okay, and Halo 3 ODST. They were Bungie's masterpieces. But what did they do to Halo 4 and Hardwood? They took Halo, put it in the garbage, sit on it, and made it complete garbage. This is why I hate modern gaming. Okay? Halo Infinite is a step in the right direction when it comes to campaign. Multiplayer still sucks though. But Halo 4's campaign was forgettable. I didn't complete Halo 2's campaign either, but I didn't complete Halo 4's campaign. Because Halo 4, unlike Halo 2, because I didn't want to have my Master Chief Collection installed, which had around 100 gigabytes of my, which costed 4/5 of my space of my console. Okay, Halo 4 came out, and I was like, this game is just not as the same, okay, as the Halo Reach, as Halo 3 has these masterpieces, okay? It's just, and of course, they could have saved it for the Xbox One. Why did they have to release it in 2012 when they could have made the game better in 2014 and release it for the Xbox One? But again, the decision that Microsoft makes are really stupid and make no sense. Then we have the next game, Overwatch. Overwatch, well, not really Overwatch. The first game is not the problem, obviously. It's Overwatch 2. Yes, Overwatch 2, okay, exists, okay. Why? And God's green earth did they make Overwatch 2? Well, I know why they made Overwatch 2. They saw the success of Fortnite's Battle Pass, okay? I hate Fortnite. I hate every fucking thing about that fucking piece of shit game, okay? But they saw the Battle Pass for Overwatch 1. They said, loot box. Mosem says no loot boxes. Okay, fine. No loot boxes. Okay. Instead of just making the game a full experience and $40 or $50, again, much like Halo 5 and Halo Infinite, we were promised all of these things of Overwatch 2. We were promised that there would be a campaign story mode. It's 2023, and this campaign story mode has not materialized yet. Also, they made the fucking game 5v5. The game worked perfectly when it was C6v6. Okay? The game worked perfectly, unless you're talking about Ghost meta, when it was 6v6. Why? Oh, wait. That's because Valorant is popular, and they want to make Overwatch a copy of freaking Valorant, which is another overrated game for microtransactions. Okay? And let's not forget the fact that this game is one of the things, if you want the new skins for Overwatch 2, you either have to pony up your money or you have to pay for exclusive amount of hours to get through the Battle Pass, which I ain't doing. I ain't spending my whole life playing this game just to unlock a new character, okay? And of course, they have it afterwards where you have to unlock the character through normal means. But why can't just do it normally? If you want to make the characters unlockable, make like a challenge or something. Smash Bros. Does that perfectly. Melee has, and Smash Bros. Have some of the best ways to unlock characters. You either play the game for a very long time in terms of Melee, or you complete these challenges. Very simple, okay? Very simple. But Overwatch 2, you have to continue playing and going up the Battle Pass to unlock a new character. This is absolutely a disgrace. I miss Overwatch 1 and how much fun that game brought me. I especially loved playing at the Take Heroes, really just one character, but I had a lot of fun playing the first game. Okay, I wasn't good at the game. I was definitely better at Overwatch 1 than I was at Halo, but I still had so much fun and so many good memories playing this game, even though the whole point of the game is you're supposed to play with friends, and of course, I had 0 friends. And even then, most of the people I knew wanted to play freaking Fortnite. Like, really? Fortnite? Not Overwatch? Overwatch is way better than Fortnite. Alright, now it sucks because they had to make it with a battle pass. And also they had the worst character in the entire game, Kuriko. I hate Kiriko. I wish she'll die in the sun and never come back. She is the absolute worst character in all of Overwatch. Okay? But, yeah. Other than that, Overwatch 2 is complete garbage. Moving on. Okay, we talk about, modern gaming. We gotta talk about EA. We gotta talk about these bastards, okay? These bastards charge $70 for a new FIFA and new Madden. Even though they're the same fucking games over and over and over again. Let's never get the Star Wars Battlefront 2. I read Star Wars Battlefront 2 when I got the game in 2019. I played the game of several amount of time on multiplayer. I stuck to the game though, but I played the game several amount of time on multiplayer. It was actually decent, but again, I played the game after the whole controversy of the game. But EA, you have Anthem, the new Battlefield, and of course Star Wars Battlefront. It just seems that every year EA has some controversy. And if you see a game made by EA, definitely take a maybe I have to be careful when I talk about the new. Be excited for the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel, because Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a really good Star Wars game. But again, this is EA we're talking about, the absolute worst pile-sick company ever in gaming history, besides Accolade, who made Bubsy. Oh yeah, they brought back Bubsy for some ridiculous reason, and it failed because no one likes Bubsy. But EA is the absolute worst company in all of gaming. We all know this. EA is the worst company in all of gaming as well. So EA completely sucks. They suck. Okay, they're garbage. So ever since, okay, of course, buggy and gritty games existed before the PS4 and Xbox One, Wii U, and 3DS, obviously. But now we have disasters coming out. Literal disasters. Yes, you had your Sonic 06s of the world. But you would think that because technology got better, you would have less buggy and gritty games coming out. But instead, we got more of them. Yep, more of them. Here are examples. Halo the Master Chief Collection, Assassin's Creed Unity, Fallout 76, Cyberpunk 77, and the list goes on. The new GTA Collection, the new Battlefield, okay? All of these, and of course Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, okay? Every year, it seems to get, for every good game, we get a bunch of buggy and gritty messes. Okay, the new Saints Row, which only did help because the game was woke. Okay, but we have so many buggy and gritty games. And it's different they have like Red Dead Redemption with a small bug here and there. Now, but you have little games coming out incomplete. And the worst offender is Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, the worst offender is this game. Okay, they delayed this over and over and over again, promising this game would be perfect. But no, we got a pile of trash full of buggy and gritty games. The other worst offender is fucking Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay? This is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay? This is why Game Freak should not be the developer of Pokemon anymore. Because this is not acceptable. Okay? And it's not just Pokemon. I didn't really experience that bugs and glitches besides, the game randomly crashing, and of course, going outside of the map, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to get back in the map. And, yeah. Basically, and it's still going to continue, as game developers value greed over our sanity. Game developers value now greed over our sanity. That's why so many of the most disappointing games of all time are games that were released on the Xbox One and PS4, and now probably soon PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. The number of good games are very low, and the number of buggy and gritty games are very high. For example, we have lists like games notable for negative reception. This list should be way higher, way more games than is actually on this list. Okay, as well. It seems as games worse. You have Warcraft 3 Reforged, Cyberpunk, GTA Trilogy, Battlefield 2042, and Babylon's Fall. And of course, we should add Forspoken to this list. And none of the 2022 games we list like Saints Row as well. many failures in gaming. Okay, Forspoken, the newest game. Okay, this is the newest game. Okay, and let's look at the user score of the newest big game, Forspoken. Okay, 4.2. 4.2. Maybe if you want to charge $78 for your game, maybe you can release a game complete at once. Because we're going to see more of this as it goes on. More of this. Look at current PS5 games. Okay, by user score. Okay. Okay. A lot of these are indie games. Or re-releases. Or games like Pac-Man World Repack or Sonic Frontiers. Okay. You don't see many huge AAA games on this list. No, you don't. Because they all suck. They're all piles of garbage. Okay? This is why modern gaming sucks. Okay? Modern gaming could have been good. Okay? Modern gaming could have been good. You have the technology to do whatever you want to improve games. And let's not forget all the wacky ideas. Okay? Let's take some examples of wacky ideas. So one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360 was Viva Pinata and Viva Pinata Over Paradise. Also the DS version called Pocket Paradise, if you knew that game existed. Viva Pinata, there was nothing like Viva Pinata. Maybe the closest game we could get to is like Harvest Moon. But Viva Pinata is a very unique and beautiful game. Same thing with its sequel. There is nothing like this game. And of course, this is probably one of Rare's most underrated game series. Okay? And of course, if you want to play this game, it's on the Rare Replay on Game Pass. This game is relatively accessible if you have an Xbox Series X and S. Okay? A game like this will be made today, and was made by an indie studio, which is very insane because Rare makes a lot of good games. Donkey Kong Country, we're playing that game, Banjo-Kazooie, even Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, I have fond memories of playing that game. Because I know most of the Banjo-Kazooie fans hate that game, but I love that game. I love playing that game. It's like, this game is so cool. You get to drive around cars and stuff as well. Maybe they sort of made a Banjo-Kazooie racing game. I think that would have been a better game than Nuts and Bolts. But Viva Pinata is one of the most unique games Rare has ever made. Rare has a lot of unique games, like Conker's Bad Fur Day and Banjo-Kazooie. Okay? But this is one of the most unique games and one of the most endlessly replayable games Rare has made. There's a lot of PDRs to collect. You can romance the PDRs and just mess around and do whatever you want. These types of games are very hard to come by because most games are either focus on making an open world, Ubisoft style game or making a, FPS game, or making a live service. Games like Viva Pinata will not be made today. And you can tell the first two games, and of course the DS version, had a lot of passion put behind the games as well. Maybe I should be glad they didn't make a Viva Pinata 3, because they will probably made it complete awful. Same thing with Zoo Tycoon. So, Zoo Tycoon was a very fun game I used to play on the computer a lot. Or my parents did. But I played some parts of, I played a bit of Zoo Tycoon. It was a pretty fun game to play. So I was like, what happened with Zoo Tycoon? They made a new one. Oh wait, the new one is complete garbage. I'm talking about the new one. I'm talking about the one that was with the Xbox One. Zoo Tycoon 2014. And yes, I still have this game. It is not as good as the old Zoo Tycoon games. This is a disgrace to the old Zoo Tycoon games. So the old Zoo Tycoon game, you could design the animals' habitats as well. You could design and customize the animals' habitats. But this one, you could. It just feels like they just made a soulless cash grab as well. The animal designs are pretty neat, but you only went into the popular animals. So many of the unpopular animals are not in this game. Many of the more underrated animals are not in this game as well. Many of the more unpopular and underrated animals, which were in Zoo Tycoon 1 and Zoo Tycoon 2, were not in this game as well. You did get DLC, but most of the rest of popular animals were not in this game. And really, Zoo Tycoon 2014 was a massive, massive disappointment. It says 278 animals, but, but half of them are the same species of animal, but the subspecies, you know your game is not that good. Good as well. And also you could customize the habitats of Zoo Tycoon. That's like Halo, Zoo Tycoon is another series that went downhill. And that's the reason why Planet Zoo is the de facto replacement for Zoo Tycoon. Now let's talk about another game that will definitely not be alright, they're remaking the game. But besides them remaking this game, they'll definitely not make this game today. This game is called Lollipop Chainsaw, at least for the PS3 and 360. Well, judging based on the main character's design, you could definitely tell why they're not making a new game. This game is also very hard to get, okay? Because the game didn't really sell all too well. But again, the game began to remake without all the copyrighted music, because this game has a lot of legal problems as well. Well, because if they ever make a sequel to this game, we're gonna have all of these people talk about how this game is sexist towards women, how, blah blah blah, women too sexy. Again, this is made by a Japanese studio. Japan does not give two craps about what game genre was fake. And what's about talking about Sony. And but again, Sony is a Californian company now, no longer a Japanese company. They moved their entire headquarters to California. But something like this will not be made today. Same thing of Metal Gear Rising is probably only getting a sequel because of the memes that came around last year. But Metal Gear Rising is another type of game that will be made. It is a similar type of game, which is a hack and slash game, to Lollipop Chainsaw. And Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rising will not be made today. First of all, Konami's a piece of shit. And also, this game will be made today. This game was basically an experimental game. As well. It was basically an experimental game. Because back in 2014, game developers actually made experimental titles to sell to consumers. And if the game failed, the game failed. Again, this game was on underrated games list before the memes came around 2022. And then they revived this game into the public conscience. But this was a game that I played last year, and I loved it. I loved the story. I loved the characters. This is basically a revenge story type game. And I loved it. The villains were pretty good in this game. Senator Armstrong is one of the most iconic game villains, in my opinion. He is one of the most memorable game villains. But a game like this will not be made today. Because, first of all, Konami is a piece of shit company. And it's probably only making a sequel to this game to capitalize on the memes that came around about this game last year. Okay. And now let's talk about what made the GameCube so great. Why the GameCube is such a great console. Okay. GameCube, a lot of the big games were masterpieces. Okay. Literal masterpieces. Super Smash Bros. Melee, Zelda Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, which is also on the Wii, Resident Evil 4, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, The Thousand Year Door, Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon XD, Kirby's Air Ride, okay, Sonic Adventure, okay, and the list goes on. Pikmin 1 and 2, Mario Party 4, 6, and 7. Yeah, Mario Party 5 sucks. Yeah, it's the weakest entry. Battle for Bikini Bottom. Okay? Most of these games are peak gaming. Okay? As well. And the thing is, most of these games, yes, with Luigi's Mansion was an experimental title. Nintendo nowadays is too lazy, and too scared to experiment with Mario and its cast. Luigi's Mansion was a very good game. Okay, Mario Sunshine introduced Bowser Jr. into Pinata Race, and of course, Toadsworth into the Mario series, and had various unique enemies and unique characters and enemies. Same thing can be said about Mario Galaxy and Mario 64. But Mario Sunshine felt like a step forward for Mario 64. Okay? And Mario Galaxy, yes, playing it on the Switch and the Mario 3D collection feels like a step up from Sunshine. And actually, Mario Odyssey does feel like a step up from Mario Galaxy. Okay? Which is probably one of the best 3D Mario games of all time. But the GameCube was peak gaming. Okay? Besides Super Paper Mario, Bowser Adora was the best Paper Mario game. Okay? Origami King does not come close to Bowser Adora. Okay? Even though I like the story of Paper Mario the Origami King, I still think the gameplay of Bowser Adora was better as well. I like the story of Origami King. That's why it's the third best Paper Mario game. Of course, ahead of Color Splash and Sticker Style. I have never played the first Paper Mario game before, so I'm not counting that game. So yeah, sorry people fans who have the first Paper Mario, but maybe one day I'll play the first Paper Mario game. But Bowser Adora was a masterpiece. You had unique and interesting characters, and you had unique levels, unique sets, unique partners as well. Super Paper Mario was amazing. Okay, yes, I played the game on the Wii U. I played the game on the Wii U. But despite the game having motion controls, which I hate motion controls, Super Paper Mario had an amazing story, which they're never gonna replicate again because Nintendo with Mario is too fucking, lazy and scared to experiment with Mario again. Even though, guess what? Super Paper Mario is still the best-selling Paper Mario game. But no. We can't experiment anymore, even though it has less sales for the Paper Mario franchise or sub-franchise. Okay? Sticker Style did crack 3 million. Origami King only sold 3.2 million yen. And Color Splash even hit 1 million. Okay? None reached the sales of Super Paper Mario. Origami King was the closest it came. Okay? Closest it came. Okay? Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD was when Pokemon experimented with the spin-offs. Same thing with Mystery Dungeon for the DS as well. And Pokemon Ranger. Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeon are two very underrated Pokemon spin-offs. Not only Mystery Dungeon anymore, but Pokemon Ranger is an extremely underrated Pokemon spin-off. It's a very extremely underrated Pokemon spin-off. I loved all 3 of the Pokemon Ranger games. All 3 of them. The first one, the second one, and the third one. And all 3 games felt like they improved on each other. Kirby Allied was a fucking masterpiece. Okay? And why did they ever make a sequel to fucking Kirby Allied? Okay? Why? Why didn't Kirby Allied get a sequel? You could have added Mox in the second game. You could have added Magawar if it was a Wii game. You could add Fecto Elfwitz in the Speed Pack and then make a Switch game. You have a lot of potential of new characters to add. You can add Queen Sectonia, Style Dream, the Professor Holtman and Susie. Okay? And of course, you can add the sisters and Highness from Kirby's Style Allies. You can add Galactonite. Kirby has a lot of new characters now, and they won't make a sequel to Kirby Allied for some dumb reason. But here we go. Here's the worst Mario Golf game ever made. Mario Golf Super Rush. Because the GameCube game was way better than Mario Golf Super Rush. Okay? Mario Tennis was way better on the GameCube than it was on the Switch. Okay? Back when these developers put actual passion into the game. Pikmin, I still think Pikmin 2 is the best Pikmin game. I love Pikmin 3 and I love Pikmin 1, but it's my personal preference and that's nostalgia saying Pikmin 2 is best. But again, Pikmin 1, but again, you're talking about Pikmin 1, which is also an amazing game, Pikmin 2, which is a perfect game, and Pikmin 3, which is a perfect game. I still think Pikmin 1 is the weakest game in the series, but again, you're still talking about Pikmin 1, which is still an amazing masterpiece as well, which is why I'm more excited. Which is why Pikmin 4 is my most excited game for the year, even though it's one of my only 3 games I'm excited for, because of how bad Mario Gaming is. Because Mario Gaming only focuses on city live services, city battle passes, city microtransactions, and the same fucking game every year. We don't innovate anymore of gaming, okay? MatPat was right when it comes that we need innovation in gaming. Pikmin was one of the most unique and innovative gaming IPs ever. Same thing with Aura is at the same level of innovative as a game like Viva Pinata, okay? Or a game like Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, even though it was a Paper Mario before that. Or a game like Animal Crossing, okay? There's a reason why Animal Crossing is one of the biggest Nintendo franchises of all time. Animal Crossing is a very unique style of game. Other games tried to copy Animal Crossing, but it didn't come close. Taranasi Life, yes, there was a Taranasi collection for the 3DS, is one of the most unique 3DS games of all time. Same thing with Viva Pinata being one of the most unique Xbox 360 games of all time as well. Okay. And I even talk about the game, and let's not even talk about Chibi Robo, another amazing, underrated game. This is definitely put on the Switch. Instead of, putting, games like Kirby. Actually, Kirby is a Total Dream should be on the Switch. I never played that game, so I think I should be, yeah. But again, they sort of just put all the previous, they sort of put games like Kirby Superstar Ultra remade on the Switch as well. But it made a Kirby remake collection. I think that would be better than Kirby Return to Dreamland. But again, Kirby's Return to Dreamland is considered one of the best Kirby games as well. And I think it'll sell pretty well. Well, it'll give it chance for people like me who never heard of the game, literally, to play it for the first time. And for people who had nostalgia for that game to play the game as well. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. You had games like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Yes, I thought it was SpongeBob the movie, the video game, but it was actually SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which means yes, I played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. It was definitely not the best platform for GameCube, obviously, because Mario Sunshine was way better. But it was still an amazing game. Of course, games like Mario Sunshine, and Sonic Adventure were way better. But again, I had to play the games that we had to get. As Battle for Bikini Bottom was one of the games that they created for GameCube as well. But again, it was still a pretty amazing game. And maybe one day I'll play the remake of the game as well. Well, because I liked playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Even though I don't really like SpongeBob the TV so that much, I still thought it was a pretty fun and good game. So yeah, the GameCube, along with the DS, had a lot of amazing games. Okay, the DS. Now let's talk about the DS. Okay. We're talking about the DS, okay? We're done talking about the GameCube, we're talking about the DS, which is another one of Nintendo's greatest consoles of all time. New Super Mario Bros. DS, okay? Besides Mario World, it is the best Mario platform of all time, okay? It is better than Mario Bros. 3 because I had such fun memories playing this game all the time, okay? Of course, I was a kid. I had nothing better to do, so I played New Super Mario Bros. DS. Mario Kart DS is one of the best Mario Kart games of all time, alongside Mario Kart Double Dash. And again, this is when Nintendo experimented with games. Mario 64 DS. Yes, it wasn't the same game as the N64 game, but you got to play as Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario. It had many games. Okay? Animal Crossing Wild World is one of the best Animal Crossing games besides New Leaf and the original GameCube Animal Crossing seed. Pokemon Platinum, one of the best Pokemon games of all time. Pokemon Black and White 2, one of the best Pokemon games of all time. Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver, also one of the best Pokemon games of all time. Okay? Diamond Pearl wasn't as good as Platinum. Yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver, Black and White was very innovative. I don't care what people say about Gen 5. Gen 5, I loved Gen 5 from the beginning to the end of that game. I won't play through, I don't know what game I played. It was either Black or White. I won't play Black because I like the story about Team Plasma. I loved all the new Pokemon, even the Ice Cream Pokemon as well. And I always got angry, like, really? You guys are attacking the fucking Ice Cream Pokemon? I loved it. I thought it was a unique Pokemon. It's a unique design for Pokemon. I like the fact that it's Final Evolution. Smokes. Literal smokes. Ice, obviously. Mario Luigi Partners in Time. And Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Some of the best Mario RPGs that isn't called Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Mario Party DS. Probably one of the best Mario Party games of all time that isn't on the GameCube. Kirby Superstar Ultra. Kirby Squeak Squad, some of the best Kirby games of all time, besides Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky, and of course Time of Darkness. Yeah, those games existed too. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue. Probably the best Pokemon spin-offs of all time. Pokemon Ranger Sounds of Abia, and Pokemon Ranger, what was it called? Guardian Signs as well. I have all 3 of these games, and I played the first Pokemon Ranger so much that the game has trouble working because I played the first game so much. Okay? And these games, along with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, are extremely underrated as DS games. I love Nintendogs. Nintendogs was pretty fun as well. Plants vs. Zombies was pretty fun. All of these classic games on the DS. Okay, Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise, a very underrated DS game based off one of the most unique railroad franchises of all time, and one of the most fun railroad franchises of all time. Why? What has gone wrong with modern gaming that the DS they have not peaked with the DS and GameCube and 360? Okay, games like Viva Pinata, games like, heck, even Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is better than Overwatch 2. Is better than Call of Duty Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, and most of these pieces of trash games now coming out. Like, people like, really? Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is not a platformer? 0 out of 10. That was our standards back in the day. Okay? But now, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is a perfect game compared to a game as amazing as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, FIFA 23. Copy and paste. A game like Forspoken, again, which is a complete pile of garbage. Okay? This is why modern gaming is complete garbage. It just seems that developers lost what made gaming so great. The passion, the energy that was put into these games. The passion that to make these games as great as possible. Some of this passion still exists in games like Kirby the Forgotten Land. Easily the best Kirby game of all time. Mario Odyssey, easily the best Mario platform of all time. And of course, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yes, we're gonna miss you, Sakurai. Why? Easily one of the greatest game developers of all time. Up there with other big names like Hideo Kojima. But yeah, Smash Bros. Ultimate is literally a perfect game. The DLC is also amazing, but again, you really added DLC to a literal perfect game. Smash Bros. Ultimate really did not need DLC, and they just gave out, Smash Bros. DLC because they wanted to make the fans happy. That's what kind of bad Sakurai is. That's why I got angry when people were pissed off because they didn't get fucking Xeno and fucking Smash Bros. Because Sakurai works his ass off for these games. And you guys throw a tantrum because Xeno isn't in Smash Bros. Or Crash was not in Smash Bros. Over Sora? Okay? Really? You entitled brats are angry about that? But most of modern gaming sucks. Most of modern gaming is not good. Okay? Even then, I still had a lot of fun playing Pac-Man World Repack. It's a remake of a PS1 game that I never got to play. So I decided to get the game. And I loved the game. I thought the game was short, but it was a very fun game. It was a very fun and unique game. I remember when I was a kid, I would play the game endlessly, and we played the game endlessly. Doom Eternal was pretty fun. I loved Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal, despite being pretty difficult, was a pretty fun game. I was about to get back to complete Doom Eternal, obviously. I did not complete Doom. I stopped playing because I wanted to play Sonic Frontiers. Sorry, and also then I decided to play Mario Odyssey, and also Sonic Frontiers, probably the best Sonic game in years. It just seems that Sega finally got to act together to make a good Sonic game for once, which is a rarity because the last good Sonic game was Sonic Generations. Where they only played the 3DS version of the game. Maybe one day I'll play the console version of the game, since everybody says it's one of the best Sonic games of all time. Despite all the piles of garbage in modern gaming, we still have to look forward. As much as I love to live for the past, live and remind myself of the glory days of the DS and GameCube and the Xbox 360, we have to look forward to the next generation. These are the games that people will be playing. I think my most anticipated game is, of course, Pikmin 4. I want to play Pikmin 4 the most of any game on this list of games. Okay. There are a bunch of other games coming out, but I don't really care about most of these games. I don't really know much about these games as well. The only games that I'm really excited for are Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because I loved Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And of course, Pikmin 4. And of course, Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I still want to play that game as well. And maybe I might play Minecraft Legends when that comes out as well. But again, most of the games I'm not really excited for. And it's because I have a fear that I might have the same experience as Cyberpunk or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where a game might come out glitchy or buggy or broken as well. So it makes me scared to try the new games that come out as well, which is pretty sad, to be honest. Because really, despite all the technology we have available, well, it just seems that games have gotten worse. It just seems that games have gotten worse, not better, which is very sad, because I loved a lot. Despite there will be a lot of disappointing games like Destiny, I want played Overwatch. I want played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. But, as well, it was an amazing game. I want played the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I love that game. That game's a masterpiece. As well. Guardians of the Galaxy was a masterpiece of a game. I'm sad that game sold poorly, because that's a better game than most of the games that came out last year. Okay, most of the piles of shit that came out last year. Let's look at games of 2022. What do we have? Elden Ring, God of War, of course, Kirby the Forgotten Land, Sonic Frontiers, remakes of Star Wars games. Really nothing came out last year that was really interesting besides Sonic Frontiers, obviously. Pac-Man World Repack, and several other games. And examples of disappointing games of last year was MultiVersus and Overwatch 2. Both games are city live service games that want to become that because of how popular Fortnite is. Yeah. So overall, I hope gaming improves. But considering that game developers are greedy and don't care about making games that are passing anymore, maybe Nintendo might regain some of the mojo. Because Nintendo is a company that learns the lesson from the mistakes. Look at the Wii U. Look at how well the Wii U sold. Maybe if the next Paper Mario game isn't like Super Paper Mario or The Flowers in Your Door, have unique characters, unique story, or have a good storyline, because that means Origami King was passable. I like the character, the main villain, King Ari. I like Olivia. I like Bobby the Bob, even though Bobby the Bob was just a Bob. Bobby the Bob was still a better character than anyone performed for Thunder. Yeah, I had to knock a peg on that movie. But I hope gaming gets better, because if they release good games, I don't care if the game is fucking $70. If the game is a fucking masterpiece, I'll play it. Okay? But other than that, yeah. And I'm not buying any more Call of Duty games ever again. Even though I never played Call of Duty Vanguard. But I just heard bad things about the game. I might probably eventually get to play a campaign or something. But to me, I wasted $60 on that game, because I'll probably never play it. Maybe I'll just sell it for like $40 one day and never play it again. And that's basically on this video. Goodbye.